stay a while and listen.
Good afternoon, my Diablo 2 brethren, and welcome back to the Economy Free WereBear. Today we're going to be wrapping up Acts 4 and 5, or at least we hope to be. Act 4 so far has been rather interesting. I think I'm finally starting to understand why Act 4 seems like such a high difficulty spike. It's not so much the enemies are more difficult or harder to kill. It seems like it's a volume issue. So I'm getting swarmed and swarmed and swarmed to the point where they're starting to flank in around me. It's making the shockwave a little bit tougher to manage. And I don't know if that's unique for this particular build here, but the volume of enemies seems like it's the main challenge. Most of the stuff building through Act 4, a lot of rangers, that was tough for me. My merc suffered greatly at the hands of ranged attackers like the souls and stuff like that. Once I got into River of Flame and chaos with the corridors and the pathing, it was very easy to manage even pretty large herds. A couple of you know tactical retreats here and there, but overall very manageable as far as difficulty goes. Um, for those that have not noticed, I am using my obedience. Grabbed this a little bit ago, just before I did Duriel. Speaking of Duriel, if you've not watched the previous video for Acts 1 through 3 Hell, go check out the Duriel fight. It was a pretty amazing drop. Probably the single best drop I've ever had from Duriel in any playthrough. So take a look at that. Using a Duress Mage Plate and a Druid helmet, I found another rune, so I can actually make a Duress armor for Hassin. I just don't have the 3-socket armor for it, so I'm kind of stuck on that front. I also upgraded him with a Tal's Mask, which is a little bit better than the Cure helmet that he was wearing. Otherwise, still Saigons on my part. Never needed to replace it. I like the increased attack speed. It's been great for me here. Um, I'm going to go through and do Chaos, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to swap out my entire inventory for Rejuves, so that we can survive there. I actually have been doing very well on Rejuves, 34 small and 50 large. Um, Things have been going good there. Usually I've been struggling at that point. You can see all the Countess runs. I grabbed a bunch of keys, so I started collecting them. There's probably like 6 or 7 of them that I didn't collect because I didn't think I'd need them, and I was thinking maybe I would keep this account around for a self-found economy. I don't really know yet, but I'm gonna keep those on there just because it's kind of a nice little trophy hunt for me. Um, Only thing I wish I found so far was a yellow +2 Druid amulet. Just haven't found one yet. I haven't started gambling yet because I'm worried about my money. When I get towards the end, when I get to the throne room, that's when I'll throw some money at gambling and keep a little bit left over for resin. Um, Not looking at drops right now, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab I have a couple extra lifers here, just small ones I didn't want to throw away, and I'll just do basically a full charm loadout if I can go that route. My stat sheet: resistances, cold is my best, lightning is my weak. Um, Aside from that, pretty uneventful here. I'm almost at another level. I should get that level while doing chaos here. That would put me up to a level 10 bear. That's going to be as high as it gets. I'll get one more because of the ancients, so I'll end up a level 11 bear. With that said, let's rock it out. There's been a lot of fire resist or fire immune in chaos. Have not run into a single physical and fire immune in chaos at all. There's only one that I ran into in Plains of Despair, and I ended up running around him. There's my amulet. How about that? What are the chances this is the amulet that I want? To summon Necro. Damn it. That would have been awesome. That would have been just as good as the Durio drop. +2 Ammy at this point would be absolutely amazing. Kind of wish I wouldn't have killed all the guys. Oh, I can recharge my things here. Say it's a long run from from seal to seal. I knew I was going to lose my charges. The trick with most of these is just getting a stun on everybody else and then going to town. I found myself in some instances just micromanaging stuns just to kind of play the game a little bit. Pick off the deadly ones. So I'm getting smoked by amp damage here. Me and Haseen both. It's probably pretty weak on the I wasn't doing my shockwave very well there for whatever reason. I just kind of got hung up. I couldn't do it proper. With my skills, I got 4 regular wolves. Ravens don't do much, but I keep them around. Why not, right? I think I forgot about that. Should put that up. So this is where I'm going to work on just doing stuns. So the worst mob that I had in all of Act 4 was guys like this. It was on River of Flame. There was guys like this, and one of them was spawned with, so there's a unique like this here who spawned with conviction. And I swear, Haseen died. Oh, get out, get out, get out. Haseen died 4 times because I couldn't get around it. It was bottlenecking me. Finally, I was able to loop around, and I ended up skipping it because it was so deadly. But I finally got around back to it with some clever use of town portals and my waypoint. But yeah, the conviction and those guys blowing flame from a distance, so I couldn't stun them properly. So you can imagine. Just look at this. This is nasty ass shit here. If I had like a couple more skills, I think the stun length would be just enough where I could stun, and do some whacking here. Once I get the stuns proper and get everybody stun locked, then the wolves actually start doing stuff. It's not a lot, but when you can't actually attack yourself, it's nice having them around. But when they're spread out like this, it's like I try to get this positioning. It's a positioning game. Some mobs it works out really well where I can just focus on one and hit them all with the stun. Others, it's just not quite as good. If these guys weren't fire immune, I'd be able to take them down a little bit faster, but it is what it is. All things considered, not too bad. I didn't die, right? And I don't think Haseen died. So, Merc not dying, that's just as good. Alright, so we are going to do our Diablo prep here. Switch to my life tap wand. We will hope for the best, right? My bear should be at a point where he can survive, but I don't know if he can survive without my spirit. That's the tricky part. I got this weird little downtime where after I cast life tap to get into form here. Okay. It's got like his own version of Decrepify or freezing or something. But it's going exactly as I wanted. tap ran out there. Oh, hellfire. Oh, shit. Well, it's probably good that I did that because I didn't know if I was on the right weapon. Oh, firestorm. Oh, baby. We got this. I tell you, that crushing blow. Difference maker. So I know it was in one of the comments on a previous video to use the black rune word, which I'm going to keep in mind for future runs because melee attackers like this here, that crushing blow, it seems like if you don't have it, you're pretty much screwed. Alders, I mean, that's not the worst, right? But we did it. And we used a few rejuves. It actually was pretty good. I used, what, 1 or 2 because of the weird, you know, being out of form. Suppose you want to see my alders here. 60 to 93. It'll be fast, but the amount of damage, unless there's some really cool jewels, it's not gonna beat what I got. I throw it in my box though, just because. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet with my account overall after I beat this. My thought was to not do economy free runs anymore for the rest of my challenge runs, but I'm not really sure what I want to do. So I'll keep that in my pocket for now. Anyways, let's move on to Act 5 and let's hopefully wrap this thing up. All right, showdown with the Ancients. Got a pretty good loadout of rejuves here. Should be enough for what I'm trying to do. With them being separated, they typically don't do as much damage as the other bosses do, so I feel like a couple of well-placed rejuves on a scene will get my life tap going here. I feel like we're going to be set. Just positioning of the bear is going to be the odd thing, so we'll probably try to take on Korlik first, but we'll see what happens when they swarm. I would want to pick Madoc because he's the easiest, but he's probably just going to run away, so we'll see where that falls. Hit both Korlik and Talek with the life tap. Oh, I can't get my footing here. That Cold Enchanted is pretty nasty. Madoc is the easiest because he's not immune to fire, but there, finally got into a spot where I feel like I'm somewhat safe. Was safe. Not safe anymore. Well, that was an embarrassing waste of 15 rejuves. Fuck. I guess I was prepared for everything except for Cold Enchanted. Damn it. I don't need mana potions, that's for sure. Alright, well I gotta do it this time now that my portal issue is gone, so if I die again, I'm running back. I think the last round was just unfortunate that we pulled 2 fire immunes, and then the easiest guy was getting supported by the other ones. And then my life tap ran out. The cold enchanted really sucked too. So hopefully things will be better this time around and be a little bit more traditional, where I can build up my charges and just whack them. The attacks were so slow, I wasn't making any progress. They're not so tough when they're not fire immune. Or that ridiculous cold enchanted. Doesn't even matter that the life tap ran out at this point. Talik's got mana burn. Sorry, we'll leave him for last. Then we'll just melee him to death. It's amazing how different this goes just because of boss affixes. Like, one is a death sentence and another is a cakewalk. What did I spend? I spent 3 regular rejuves. That's it. Massive difference there. That was an ass kicking. Nice. Alright, 2 final showdowns, and then we are done with the WereBear. It's like, I'm fortunate that throne room didn't have any souls in it. I ran into them once in Worldstone 2, and it was not good. There was one that had a fanaticism aura on it, and it was tough to get past those. Nice thing about throne room here is most of the guys are all just grunts, and they are going to be able to be stunned. I shouldn't need to worry about any type of call it the life tap. Should just be straight up stuff. Could possibly consider using it on Akmel, but no amount of life tap is gonna outpace the amount of poison that he does, so best to just try and get through it, head back to town like any other time. Try and get him out right away. He's not immune to fire, so that's good. Somebody had Holy Freeze. Alright. Tactical teleportation, that's what I call this. It's not really a retreat per se. It's the only way I can get Haseen out of there. If I can get us past that if I can get past that Holy Freeze aura, that's really what I want. I don't know if it's that, or I don't think it's decrepit. Oh, it's not Holy Freeze, it's those mages. Somebody just hit me with one of those things. I gotta swoop around the back. Now there's Decrepify. So I had an interesting thing happen in, I think it was in the first half of Throne of Destruction, off on one of the side chambers. You know, I play Necros so much that you get really frustrated with the whole curse situation, how one overrides the other. And I actually had that benefit me on those side chambers, because there was 1 or 2 of those knights that was casting Decrepify, but then someone else was casting like lower res or something like that, and it was canceling out the Decrepify and giving me my speed back. I don't know where Haseen is, so I gotta back out of here. So slow in there, I can't kill those guys and they keep rezzing. I'm trying to not burn through my rejuice here. I really need those rejuice. My stock is dwindling badly. Just gotta get out of here while I'm not stuck. I'm gonna have to go back to town to restock on rejuves anyways, because I think council members are going to be bad, real bad. Look at all this shit. This is just awful. Almost done. I'm gonna leave these last two so that I don't come back to a pre-spawning, if you will. So best case scenario for council is I can get them all stunned immediately, and then they can't cast their hydras, and then if I can keep them stun locked, then it's game over, right? 10 rejuves left in the tank. Hopefully I won't need them for bail. Alright. Stunlock City, here we go. Ah, Decrepify. Oh, nasty Decrepify. There they all come. I can't even get out, it's so slow. Ah, god damn it. Literally could not act. So crippling. Son of a bitch. Assassins died a lot in Act 5. Really unfortunate. I also spent $1.5 million gambling on amulets. No dice. Barely got a single yellow at all, let alone a +2 skiller. So that's that. Yeah, I knew that this one was going to be the make or break one. Not really make or break, but it was going to be the toughest one because of that stupid hydras. So do my tactical retreat here and try to ISO them as best as possible. Sacrificial bear. This isn't exactly ISO at all. Oh, shit. Almost lost the scene again. I popped a full rejuve on him. It's tough to micromanage my positioning, my stunning, and watching out for the health of my pets. When I even let the bear die, there's... Gotta be careful. Alright, I think the worst of it is over. Jeez. At least with Ventar's group, I don't have to worry about ranged attacks. Back in the winner's circle temporarily. Oh, fuck. I mean, as long as they're stunned, conviction isn't a huge issue, but I need Haseen to do some dirty work, and then I'll catch back up and I'll deal with Venter. Thank God they're not immune to physical. I can throw a few pot shots in here. The dire wolves are all gone. I think the safest measure here is to hang out with Haseen and let the pets just do whatever. Accidentally spawned a portal. This is way better than the council. Finally see what Ventar has. It's just immune to poison, nothing even serious. Move this over here, get some respawns. Shove his conviction up his ass. Nailed it. Nailed the sale. Oh, perfect time to despawn from form. Alright, let's get some well-placed things here. These guys are immune to fire. Blister is what I'm looking for. Retreat. God damn it. Stun locked right as I'm trying to get out of there. Motherfucker. Of course, I don't even know which one he is now. Jesus. Look for the one that's attacking, right? Can't tell. Life tap them all. Jesus, where the hell is he? There he is. Now he's out here. Cold stone skin. Ugh. Save him till the end. Ooh. Home stretch, right? Home stretch. Accidental portal. Oh, 2 guys left. Not bad. I just want to identify that scimitar there. I'm pretty sure I found it already in this run, but every chronicling of chronicles helps. Like Blood Crescent or something. Blood Crescent. Yep, I found that one a few hours ago, actually. Alright, rejuves are good. Start with that there. We do have to drop out of here and life tap, and then the only issue is if Haseen dies and I lose insight. Because mana is going to be a problem, but I can go back to town to fix that shit, so. Weapon swap. Alright. Wow. What the hell? Can't remember the last time I got totally tentacle locked. That's a bit unheard of. Life tap is... Oh, Jesus. Alright, can we just rush and blow this guy into oblivion? Sure loves to mana burn. He's like a literal mana burn too. Fortunately, Hassan is taking it like a champ. It's not helping, but he's taking it like a champ. Alright, now we're going. Hit some fire claws, and it should be lights out. Of course, you little shifty son of a bitch. Come on. Almost there. Attack rating 48%. Yep, that sounds about right. No, Bale clone though. Nice for a change to not have to deal with that. Boom. Well, the tail end of this economy free was way more fun than the midsection. So early on it was fun, middle of it was not fun, and then once I got that obedience, yeah, real change in attitude. Um, quite fun, still challenging without having like legitimate AOE's for killing stuff, but I had a blast doing this last part, knowing that I actually had some decent gear. Um, Finding that BK on Duriel though, just insane, insane. It's the first one of those I found in a long time in any capacity. Um, but yeah, overall, I think this particular build, how it is now, if you played with one other person and just two-playered it, this thing would just, as far as support goes, would just dominate the games. Like you could just murder stuff big time if your goal was to beat the game. Like it's not going to be efficient for farming and stuff like that, but if you were actually playing for the first time and just trying to beat the game and such like that, or imposing, you know, partnered challenge runs and stuff like that, this here, excellent support character. It's slow for doing it by yourself. I will admit that. Um, and the grind to get those runes for obedience. You know, I'm so used to playing online. You know, before I swapped into these offline plays, finding, you know, code and foul runes all the time. You know, I'd find them all the time just doing chaos runs with my Necro, but those are just bam, 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 and done. And now you have to put in the time to try and find something in Hell Countess runs. You know, those alone on this character were slow, difficult. Couldn't exactly farm chaos for runes, not effectively, and certainly weren't going to find them. Speaking of runes, you know, I found an extra rune, so I was able to make another duress armor, but I never found any socketed armor. So yeah, it's a fickle mistress, this game. But I had a lot of fun. Hopefully, you had a lot of fun watching. Hopefully, it inspires you to challenge yourself in this game and build an atypical build. Um, just to let you know where we're going next, we're going into no more specifically economy free runs where that's all we do. We're going to go into actual imposed challenge runs now. So the first one that I'm going to do as a little teaser, it's going to be called a tier 1 challenge. You should be able to figure that out. It's not overly complex, but I haven't picked who I'm going to do yet, but that's going to be what I start next after this one here. So anyways, hopefully we'll see you again soon. And Taro Dune, hail to you, champion. Bye-bye.